Yo, if you're a fan of Fall of Troy, minus the bear and Biffy Clyro, you should check out the band Secondsmile. Secondsmile was an indie post-hardcore band from Bridport, Dorset. In the time they were around as a band, they released one EP and two full-length albums. And after releasing a demo in 2003, they released their debut EP through Big Scary Monsters Records. The EP became huge in underground circles. It's a very intense EP that mixes post-hardcore and math rock together simultaneously. Without knowing, the band became an integral part of Big Scary Monsters' label. And what people think of when they think of Big Scary Monsters as a label in the mid to late 2000s is initially really because of this band. After a lot of touring around the UK and Europe, Ollie, their vocalist, would eventually leave the band and Ross, their guitarist, would take over on vocals. This would really signify a change in the band's sound, moving from a less heavy direction and focusing more on the math rock and post-rock elements of their sound. And eventually, they would release their debut album, Walk Into the Light and Reach for the Sky, through Big Scary Monsters Records in 2006. The band received a lot of praise for this record, which meant that they got a lot more opportunities because of that. They then eventually would recruit Thomas Gale on guitar and keyboard duties, and the band was clearly moving in a more softer, more indie direction, which was very clear in their follow-up record in 2008 called Years, which was recorded with Andrew Schneider in New York. The band continued to tour countlessly until eventually the band disbanded following drummer Fionn's departure in January 2009, going on hiatus for a year before eventually announcing at the end of 2009 they wouldn't be continuing. After the breakup, many of the guys went on to do various bands. For example, Ollie, their vocalist, would join a band called Minotaur Explode, and the rest of Secondsmile would end up starting a new band called Stations in the Valley. However, if you want to keep up with what they've been up to recently, most of the guys have started a new band called Beetlehead, which you should check out. As of this recording, Secondsmile only has 545 monthly listeners on Spotify, so do yourself a favour and go listen to Secondsmile right now.